Masonry inculcates civic patriotism and endeavors to strongly impress the importance of that public virtue upon the mind of every initiate. But chief among the more personal virtues which the order strives to keep ever present in the hearts of its candidates and members is that of toleration. Toleration, that broad-mindedness which both prompts and enables a man to regard every other man as his peer and entitled equally with himself to his individual opinions and sentiments regarding matters political, philosophical, and religious. Toleration is that spirit of unselfishness which leads a man to recognize that each person sees things from his own viewpoint, and to admit that it is always possible for himself to be wrong and the other to be right. It is that kindliness of thought which prompts a man to respect the opinions of his fellows as if they might someday become his own. Toleration is that charitable judgment upon the actions, the conduct, and even the foibles of others which each man would wish passed upon his own, and which concedes that another may be honest at heart, even though wrong or mistaken in his opinion or conclusion. The practical object of Masonry has been defined to be the physical and moral amelioration and the intellectual and spiritual improvement of individuals and society. Society can be improved only as the constituent individuals are made better. And Masonry seeks to accomplish this by inducing in each individual consciousness a deeper and stronger sense of personal responsibility, and a higher and keener appreciation of the things of moral and intellectual worth. This, my brethren, is character building, and this is the ultimate object and aim of Masonry. Therefore, it is that our system of philosophy takes the homely and practical operation of building a structure, a temple, as a symbol, by means of which to illustrate to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear those great truths and virtues, which, woven into the warp and woof of life by practice and experience, clothe man with garment of beauty and honor, and polish and adorn his true character. The cornerstone of the Masonic structure is truth, which is declared to be a divine attribute and the foundation of every virtue. From this cornerstone extend the foundation wall constructed of the moral virtues and intellectual excellencies. Unlike the foundation of the metaphoric city of revelation, garnished with all manner of precious stones, chief among which are temperance, fortitude, prudence, justice, brotherly love, relief, toleration, and patriotism. And as the physical structure rises secure and faultless on its foundation of solid stones, so Masonry undertakes to erect on the foundation of these great virtues in each individual consciousness the temple of character, that temple wherein each must dwell and serve, until perfected by the processes of God's alchemy, sweetened by suffering, and sanctified by love, he is prepared to enter in, though the gate over which is inscribed, Holiness to the Lord, into that city made without hands, eternal in the heavens, in which there is no temple, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. Masonry instructs every entrant. As a citizen, you are to be quiet and peaceable subject, true to your government, and just to your country. You are not to countenance disloyalty or rebellion, but patiently submit to legal authority and conform with cheerfulness to the government of the country in which you live. In light of this admonition, no true Mason can fail to see his duty with respect to the constitutional provisions of our national law, and his obligation to obey and support this Constitution while in lawful force, whether he personally agrees with its provision and prohibitions or not. We see valid sections of our great national Constitution openly, flagrantly and sometimes boastfully violated or ignored, and even flaunted by a large and threatening number of citizens, many of whom have grown and are growing wealthy from the illegal traffic carried on in defiance of this constitutional prohibition, and who find encouragement and support in the declared hostility of some men of political and financial prominence, the quiet approval in the way of actual patronage of others of social and even religious good standing, and even the recommendation of active nullification by some radicals. Masonic toleration does not in the least imply any obligation to condone wrongdoing or the commission of crime either by Masons or others. For Masonry undertakes to teach men what is right, just, and true. And this field of toleration extends only to those who are trying to follow these precepts and not to those who are knowingly or willfully violating them. Diversity of opinion in a country where there is free thought with respect to lawful methods, which is not only lawful but is right and desirable, makes for advancement in culture and achievement. And it is such diversity of opinion that Masonic toleration has in view of inculcating respect and regard for the views and sentiments of those who may differ from us concerning manners or matters of life. But all of these applied only to such matters, circumstances, and conditions as are in themselves right, good, and lawful. When men put themselves beyond the pale of lawful obedience, they cease to have any claim upon Masonry for any of its privileges or benefits. Above all, Masonry teaches obedience to lawful regulations and duly constituted authorities, and in no sense approves disrespect, violation, or nullification of proper governmental regulations. Men genuinely imbued with the principle of toleration are qualified to lead the people in their struggle upward, and those not appointed to lead know how to follow and serve in every movement for justice, right, and truth.